Hello again, it's Sam Gregory, and next up is some images from inside a church in France that we'll be visiting on our tour. So I just want to talk to you about shooting these types of images and positioning of things within a frame as well. So let's get into it. Okay, so first thing you need to know here is this church is the Church of Saint Gregoire. Now, with my surname, you'll appreciate why I enjoy being in this church. But joking aside, it's a beautiful church, and actually when it is hot in the summer, which it can be, it provides a little bit of respite from the daily heat. So when I go into churches, and churches are a great place to look for shapes and lines and flow and shadow and light, I often look up, because obviously architecturally that's commonly where they're the most interesting, and you don't have to worry about people being next to you and all the rest of it. Generally, I will handhold in churches. Some people are funny about having tripods up, all the rest of it, and I tend to just avoid that by just hand-holding, and I've never had a problem. So in this particular church, I found these sort of Gothic curves, should we say, and then it's just a case of making sure you put them in the right place in the frame, I suppose. There's 3 images of this particular area in the church. So first up, second up, where you can see I've centered it, the lighting is a little bit different as well, and then this final one, which is my preference. And I suppose I'm trying to deconstruct why it's my preference into some sort of coherent conversation for you. I feel it's because the arch and the curves are allowed to sort of sprout outwards into a wider remainder of the frame, should we say. Now you'll see, and I wanted to show you this, what I've done in the processing is I've reduced contrast, and I've added highlights, added shadows, even added a bit of whites and added the blacks. And that's really to get it to be fairly muted in a way. I don't want heavy contrast in there that was actually there in the scene. Some of us are used to wanting that heavy contrast in landscapes, but sometimes in internal or architectural or maybe more abstracted images, I think it's quite nice if it's a little flatter, should we say, in light. You'll also see that I've just nipped that saturation down as well. Let me just show you with that in. There's a bit more warmness, a little bit more colour in it here. But I actually prefer it slightly colder looking with a little less saturation in it. Now, you would be tempted sometimes to put things like this curving right into the corner of the frame, and I'm just going to show you, if we do that, why I don't think that really works. So let's just do it like this, for example. Personally, I feel this is a bit cramped, and sometimes it can be a bit contrived if you put the curve right up into the corner. So, you could also do it with that top right curve. Let's just do that. Again, it feels tight, there's no space to breathe, and it's pretty obvious you've just tried to ram it in the corner. I find commonly that you need to let things have a bit more space, and so something like that, where there's a little bit of breathing space down here on the left, plenty of breathing space up here, it allows the shapes to actually unfurl throughout the frame, in my opinion anyway. That's it on these particular images. If you have any questions, just pop them in the comments box as usual, and I'll be sure to get back to you.